Hi, this is Whitclip.com. I'm Sylvia Ward. Tonight I'm going to cover the topic of Planned Parenthood versus Utah abstinence. We recently did a story on this subject where Planned Parenthood, supporting Utah legislator Lynn Hemingway, wants to introduce a bill to Utah schools allowing for more comprehensive sex education. Currently, right now, Utah has an abstinence-only sex education curriculum. Covering the story was my colleague, Cal Ward. I'm going to ask him some more questions on this and see what he has to say. Thank you. So, joining us today is my colleague, Cal Ward. So, Cal, we're talking about the study with Utah being an abstinence-only state, and we're looking at the data. And the data is pretty much showing that, it looks like it's going pretty well for Utah. In your experience, being just a recent graduate and an early college high school student, what is your take on this abstinence-only sex education curriculum?
Well, Sylvia, I being having a biblical worldview, believe that abstinence only is the only way. I haven't seen anything work as well as abstinence only, and we haven't seen anything work as well as abstinence. So yeah, and I find it strange that Planned Parenthood is saying one completely different thing, and then another pretty much reputable research industry, the Heritage Foundation, is saying a completely other different thing about abstinence-only sex education. And from what we're finding, it looks like the story that you told, what were the figures again? What were the benefits again? Well, students who are abstinence-only, there are many benefits. They achieve higher in their life, and they are more likely to graduate from college. They are less likely to have pregnancies out of wedlock.
But it is interesting how we hear two contradictory type of statistics: Planned Parenthood versus the Heritage Foundation. And you look at the raw data from the Utah Department of Health. It's interesting how the raw data shows how below the level we are compared to the other states in the United States. We're well below the U.S. average as far as STDs, pregnancy rate, and things like that. So, I found something quite interesting, and I think I'm going to do another story on this, where I realized that there's a common thing with Planned Parenthood, Heritage Foundation, and the Utah Department of Health. They kind of talk about this 10-year increase within a 10-year span. And they all say this. And so it's kind of interesting what has happened in the state of Utah or even around the nation that has caused a surge, or what's the correlation that has caused a surge in STDs, pregnancy rates, etc., etc. So I want to take a look further into that, and I think there might be some answers there which may be surprising to us later when I discuss this story. Anything else you'd like to talk on this topic?
Stay abstinent, teenagers.
Hey, like that too. And this is Sylvia Ward, the Resonator with Whitclip.com. Thanks for joining us.